Hello, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with the Real Talk podcast. We're here with Stephanie, Jonathan, Emma, Destiny, and Lucy, and myself, the Lally. And today we are comparing Gen Z with the Millennials. Who had the harder teen years? And I'm gonna open the floor. This is a light-hearted debate. It's light-hearted, so guys, just keep it easy. Keep it easy. Keep it easy. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on unconventional route and say I think Gen Z got it harder. Personally, I think growing up in the teen years as a Generation Z is harder. That's me. What does everyone else think?
I think you should explain why you think this is Z.
Actually, explain why I think Z.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so much more influence. Like you're influenced by so many more things than we were. Like when I think about when I was in school, there's no Instagram. Like at the best, we had like MySpace, Vivo,
MySpace.
MSN.
Oh
But big
yeah,
man,
MySpace, yeah.
yeah, MySpace, MSN, in time
MSN,
of school,
very good.
run home, check these
BBM.
online.
Yeah.
But that was even later. That was like when I was in year 10, year 11. So
Yeah.
that's later on. That's when it got to the peak. We're like, okay,
And then in my later teens, it was like Facebook.
cool, exactly.
What's
My friend had
Bebo?
to get me on Facebook.
You say
Do you guys know
Bebo?
what Bebo? Yeah, Bebo.
Yeah, Bebo. I never used Bebo.
I never used it.
Like MySpace, because MySpace, you got all the music in the background on your
Yeah,
profile.
exactly.
You change all
Personalize
the. Yeah.
Exactly. But even with those kind of social media platforms, it wasn't like Instagram or Twitter where you're being overwhelmed by other people's opinions and their perceptions of what they're doing. It was very basic. So it's like, oh, what kind of music are you into? You see people's profiles, they've got two pictures. That's about it. So we're living based off of face-to-face interaction. That's what you go by. Like, okay, cool. You're influenced more time by your peers and who you're around. But I feel like for you guys, with Instagram, Twitter, there's definitely more of a social voice now than it was back then in terms of people sharing their opinions and whatnot. So it's harder for you guys to kind of navigate that, I feel. For us, it was easy. We were easier.
Which, I mean, not just to you, that to everyone now. Which generation do you think is more like sociable?
Ooh.
Would you say the millennials or Z?
But how would you define being sociable though?
Yeah.
Because if you're saying like you only had like MySpace and like stuff like that, so you would be more like you want to see your friends more and like going out. Because I remember like when I was in like primary school, I'd only be talking about like going out and stuff. I wouldn't really be at home. But now like life's changed. Like you would want to be at home and by yourself more, not even just because of Corona, just in general. And then yeah, so would you say like millennials are more sociable, more of going out?
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I spent a lot of time with my friends growing up, like just like hanging out at their house after school or like hanging out with my friends on the street rather than like talking. Like if I spoke to one of my friends, I'd give them a phone call on the landline and would talk about homework.
Yeah. The landline, there
It's
was
not
more,
like the most sociable thing, you know what I mean? You can have a nice long phone call, but can't do it every day.
and that one you got to call their house number. You can't call their mobile.
Right, yeah. You got to call, and then it's free.
That don't come back at the end of the month and your mum clocks that you've phoned someone's phone. It's curtains.
I know.
It's curtains. So I think I agree with Emma. I feel like we're a bit more sociable only because we didn't have what I'll say you guys have got now in that time period. So you're only able to really interact fully, like going outside, meeting your friends and whatnot, whatever more if there was one. Like, yeah, I think I'll say one more. What? That's me, Steph. What do you guys think?
About you guys being more sociable?
Yeah, who do you think is more sociable, Gen Z or millennials?
Millennials.
Yeah.
Really?
Gen Z
I thought you guys
doesn't.
were Gen Z still.
No, they don't really associate with people outside of themselves. Like
Exactly.
social media and phones and stuff. It kind of means you don't have to interact with people to feel the benefits from interacting with people. If that makes sense.
Mm.
So it's like you don't need to be social. Whereas millennials, yeah, you had some stuff, but it was not as advanced, so you couldn't just go home and play a game by yourself against other people. You'd have to you'd get a friend over and you play with them. Nowadays, you can legit just sit in your room and play a game for like 20 hours straight and not care.
Hours.
Yeah, people do that.
You guys are a bit quiet. What are you guys saying?
I'm quiet because I don't have a valid opinion just yet.
Okay. So wait, hold on. You two got older siblings, yeah?
Yes.
That are classed as millennials. How would you compare?
They're not, are they?
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, Lucy.
So I was gonna.
Marina's not millennial.
Neither of them are.
Marina's not millennial because she's in 1999.
Yeah.
She's
young.
You know. Lucy, you got older. You got a sister older than Vanessa, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got a sister who's like what, 26?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. What were you gonna say, Jonathan?
Yeah, I was gonna touch on the topic on that. I was gonna say I think some Gen Zs are differently. It depends on who they grew up with. Because I grew up with two older brothers, 1996 and 1994. So
okay.
So they're both millennials. So I think like I'm more. Everyone was at home. Like I'm more of like a. I know some of the 90s stuff, but you wouldn't expect me to know because I'm a 2003 child. So I think it sometimes depends on like who you grew up with.
That's true. Yeah, the same thing for you, Lucy. Having I forgot your older sister's name, not Vanessa, obviously, the one that's older. Come again? Isabel. Would you say it's the same thing with you? Like having Isabel as an older sister, like knowing certain things because she's there as a millennial, as opposed to if she wasn't.
Not necessarily. I think only like if you're talking about like let's say the type of music that they listen to, type thing.
Yeah.
It'd be that case where I'd know more things from that time. And that's not just from Isabel, that's from Vanessa too.
Vanessa, yeah. But obviously it trickles down, innit? Because Isabel to Vanessa and Vanessa. Alright, cool. So on that topic then.
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to always trickle down from sibling to sibling. It could just be from that one sibling.
Well, yeah, it could directly, but if it's not direct, it can always be indirectly.
Yeah,
at the very least. Because, like, I'd be very surprised if Vanessa didn't get put on the stuff. Isabel, like for example, like my brother, this is really bad. He's 17. I think there's a lot of stuff he knows because I'm there, and I've got a younger sister who's in between me and him, and I think it's the same thing. So she's not a millennial; she's Gen Z. So I think it trickles down. But on what Lucy was saying, real question. Obviously, you guys got older siblings. Wait, Destiny, are you the oldest?
Yes.
Whatever has the best music or the better music? And I can't lie, there's a matter.
Millennials.
Millennials.
Huh?
So that's not millennials.
Wait, hold on. I didn't hear what Lucy and Steph are gonna say.
Millennials.
Yes. What? Lucy, last person. Millennials or Gen Z the better music?
And music.
Yeah. Who has the better music? Gen Z or millennials?
That's difficult.
No, it's not.
It depends what genre you're talking about.
True.
No, but generally.
Generally, I say millennials.
I'm actually shocked. I won't lie to you. I thought you were going to advocate for Gen Z. Why millennials?
I think their music has more meaning.
Okay.
Like
More spice.
nowadays.
Spice.
And it's not as violent as it is now. Like
No. It is.
No,
some of it is.
some of it depends on what you listen to. But like some of it's more like it's
I think
more
I think the music was more pure.
yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I think it was
if you're a
really
random rapper on the come up right now, they're going to be absolute garbage. But back in like this kind of sound weird, but back in your day, if someone was rapping, they'd probably be spitting bars, like actual bars.
Like you actually needed talent to be like good.
Mm.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm talking like 50 Cent, like Snoop, them type, like 90s kind of.
Tupac,
Not
Biggie,
2000s.
Yeah.
the goats.
Whereas now you can just pop up SoundCloud and you're dropping music. Like
So what's
Mhm.
but is that a good or bad thing? What's changed? Why do you think the quality's gone down?
It's
Because
so
everyone-
easy, and it's just. I
It's all
think,
about the same thing, roughly.
Accessibility.
like, you don't really see people like posting R&B music anymore. It's all about rap.
Hmm.
And most of them can't rap.
That's the most.
That's true.
Who's the most of
Like,
them?
they'll pick that car up and then their friends will just hype them up.
So cool. So let's be honest, yeah. If you guys had a friend that was trying to get into music, you know, there's always that awkward period where they're like, listen to my track, man. Be honest, are you telling them the track is whack, or are you gonna try and baby them? Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
If the track is whack, I'm telling them the track is whack. But if it's not,
Yeah, I believe
then I'm not.
Destiny is cold hearted,
Yeah.
fam.
this is garbage I'm listening to. This is going in the garbage. I'm not telling you this is nice.
You're gonna tell your boy his track is dead. You're gonna tell his track is garbage.
I've
Why-
been in that
Stupid,
situation.
yes.
Imagine Mando came to you and said, "Oh, you man, I want to start rapping." You know,
Mhm.
you're gonna
And
tell Mando the track is garbage.
And then if he gave me some blah blah blah, I say, bro, nah, this ain't it.
I would mock that for the rest of the year.
This ain't it.
So is that what you guys would want?
No, but
You
like,
guys want your
that's
friends
real
to say,
friend, like.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I'm not saying this now.
To have the truth than to lie. Because if you want to release it and then everyone says it and then that one person didn't tell you before you released it, then it's just, what's the point?
It's like that song that the meme one, the Times We Had one. That one blew up everywhere, and it was pure garbage. But no one thought to tell them it was pure garbage.
Remember the times we had.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
I don't know what song. I'm
Yeah,
too
you
old to
know.
know that.
Alright, cool. Let's. I want us to get specific, fam. Name the dead rappers. Name the dead artists.
The,
The artists
you
think are
you won't know their names though. That's the thing. Like dead rappers. No one listens to them. That's
Mate,
kind
no,
of the point.
I disagree.
I think
I
dead
disagree.
Nah, people listen to them because people like. I mean, people like different types of music. You can't say. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Well-
like right now the dead rappers are mostly in the drill industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you look at Russ, no,
Oh my,
Is he that bad though? I don't think he's that bad.
oh my goodness.
rubbish.
Ross isn't good, but you can't call him.
I swear
he's
it's
not-
like one or two good songs and then just died. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a big fan of drill. Like when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of drill
Yeah,
because like it was just the hype in school. But then I really said like, what am I really listening to? Like,
Drill is overrated.
Look
But
at
everyone
became
thinks
woke.
they can do drill now.
Alright, cool. Let's. I want us to go around. Yeah. Favorite artist. Favorite artist. Or you know what? I'll make it easier. Top three. I say favorite.
top
That's a
three.
bit
I've
hard.
already got my favorite artist.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Say that. Leave it at favorite then. We'll leave it as your favorite artist.
top three.
I'm gonna go last. I have to go last.
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Since you next to me, look.
Some people pronounce her name differently, but right now for me it's Jean Aiko.
Janae.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Janae.
Janae.
Janae, yeah, cool. Yeah. But why? Why Janae? Oh, Janae. how do
Just
you feel?
because like in her songs, they're just like you can vibe to them and then you can relate to them. Like if you make something, you can feel how she feels in the song. Like it's
Yeah.
just one of them like you can connect to it.
I hear you.
Relate to Janae's songs. I'm trying to be like you, bro.
What do you say? You got it, cool. Jonathan. Favorite artist.
Let's say Lil Uzi, Lil Baby, and like 21.
21.
Savage, yeah?
Yeah,
He's number one.
yeah, Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi. Oh, so that was in order, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Destiny.
If I was to actually state my favorite artist, you wouldn't know. So my favorite artist that people do know, he's like third anyway, is J. Cole.
Okay,
Oh,
what about the one that we don't know? You never know. You can't say you don't know it.
I can bet my entire life savings so you will not know the name of the
Say it,
artist.
say it.
No one say it.
Kari, who's that?
Who Del Curry?
How do
I
you
mean,
pronounce it? How do you pronounce
um,
it? No, how do you spell it? Sorry. How do you
I'll
pronounce it?
type it. I'll type it.
I love how we all go silent as soon as
Because that proves my point. My favorite artist, my favorite type of music is underground. So that's why no one knows anything I like.
fair enough. Fair
Oh, let me
enough.
see. I want to see if I feel like because I listen to a lot of. Oh wait, who? Maybe I lied. Maybe I don't know who that is.
No, you don't.
You don't know what I listen to, cuz.
right?
You don't know what I listen to good.
Yeah, I ain't got a blue clue who this is, fam.
Anyway,
I'm about to give him a listen. I'll give him a
Yeah,
listen.
but
See
like,
what
I
he
like
says.
to. I don't just like some people just listen to like one genre of music. Like let's say they just listen to drill. Like I would
Yeah,
switch
yeah.
my music.
Yeah.
Like one day I'll listen to like R&B. I would listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm even listening to reggae. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Fam,
Sometimes I'm listening to
reggae's
jazz. I'm telling you.
vibe, fam. Actually, I'm gonna ask a question from that. But Luce, favorite artist?
I don't have a favorite, so I'll say my top three. Brent Fires,
Mm.
Okay, that's a good one.
Givian,
Who?
and Scissor. Givian and Scissor.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Okay,
This
that's
is
a good top
really
three. I won't
good.
lie to you.
Scissor is good. I can't lie.
The song is
Good, yeah.
good.
That's a good top three. Still, Emma, you found yours yet?
Okay. Yeah, no, I think so. Well, top one. Do you know Rosalia?
Wait,
Rosalia? She does like Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, she's great. She's great.
did
She's so
she
good.
do TKN?
Did she do what?
TKN.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
Yes, she did.
she did.
And then
She
okay,
did.
cool.
She's
Okay.
great. Who else do I listen to? Oh, I don't know. I listen to like R&B more. Like I like Janae Aiko and I like Kalani.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Mine is always going to be Kendrick. He's number one. He's the GOAT, fam.
J.
Kendrick is
Cole
the GOAT.
over Kendrick.
Let's not go into that.
Let me know that 'cause
I'll shut you down, fam. We'll be here for an hour.
1 for 1 Kendrick and J. Cole.
Fam, who here listens to Kendrick and J. Cole?
Yeah.
Everyone listens to both.
I
of
listen
them.
to J. Cole, but I don't listen to Kendrick. I listen to both.
Ah, cool. I'm gonna kick you out. I'm kicking you out. Kicking you out,
How
man.
can you say?
I listen to a few of his songs, but I won't listen to all of it. I'll go like halfway and listen to it. I can't.
I'm offended, but okay. Jonathan, I'm very offended by that.
Me?
Yeah. Do you listen to any of the two?
Yeah, of course I do. I said yeah.
Oh, so I didn't hear that, bro. I had to make sure.
I listened to Kanye as well, like the old, like kind of.
The
Okay.
old Kanye.
I can't lie to you. That debate is a techie one. It's not an easy one. That's like the whole Messi and it's like Messi versus Ronaldo. Or
Yeah.
Jordan
MJ
and
or
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's techie. But that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna ask. Does anyone have any like guilty pleasure genres? Like genres that they listen to that people wouldn't expect them to?
Yeah, jazz.
Okay, cool.
Fair.
Yeah. I can't lie. I miss the country, you know. Country's got a vibe to it still. Some country tracks that make sense still.
Saying
Yeah.
it. That's what you're
idea?
on. Yeah. That's what you're on. Then yeah. If it makes you happy, you know.
That's it. It makes you
Makes
happy.
you happy.
What about anyone else?
I do, I guess.
No.
What's yours?
It'll either be like rock or like heavy metal, depending on my mood.
I hear
I
that.
could do that too. I grew up listening to a lot of indie music as well, but like nowadays, yeah, some indie, some rock, some more metal stuff.
Yeah, rock is cool.
Yeah. Rock's not bad. Stefan Loose.
I ain't got none.
You ain't got none. Alright,
No.
Dry ass music taste.
Actually, I've been getting into a lot of Afro type songs.
A lot of what?
Afro type songs, like them really.
Do you mean ethereal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ethereal.
Oh my
Wait.
goodness.
I need to get my friend on with this because it's on my Spotify.
Okay. What you saying, Lucy?
But what I said before was I listen to like different music from different types of genres, so I don't really have one that's surprising.
Okay.
What I was gonna say
No.
now,
Fair enough.
this thing, and this guy said, like this just shows how terrible music taste is nowadays. They said that NBA YoungBoy is the new Tupac.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Who said
Yeah.
that?
Draw them out.
NBA
I saw it. No, it was a tweet.
NBA YoungBoy, yeah, he's up
It's
there.
the new Tupac.
He's not too bad.
Yeah, they said it's the new day. I was like,
Nah, I can't lie. Yeah, I like the NBA YoungBoy. Like, he's one of my favorites, but like their supporters, like they take it too far. I don't know why. I think it's because being a YoungBoy fan, you get a lot of hate, but they just take it too far. Like.
See, now I need to listen to the song. I need to listen to his tracks now. Because that's a very bold statement.
nowhere near.
Oh, that's a
He was nowhere near. He's nowhere near Tupac at all. He's not in the same dimension. He does not in the same planet, bro.
Tupac or Biggie? Everyone's
I say
like, yeah.
Tupac, but I like more Biggie songs, so it doesn't make sense.
I don't-
Like they're both good. They're both good, but I prefer to.
Yeah.
Fair play. I got one more question. Yeah.
Well,
If you guys could be born in any other era, where would you want to be born?
The 80s or the 90s. Done.
And you gotta give an explanation. If you wanted to, if you're happy with the time you were born, you can leave it at that. But if you could anywhere else, where say 80s and 90s, yeah. Why?
Yeah, just because like it's so
It's gonna be like,
pure
gonna be like
and,
me and Emma.
it's less problematic than it is in this generation. Because in the
Mm.
80s and 90s, it's more to do with like how you are and like what stuff you're into, like more sociable interests and less than social media and what everyone thinks. It's more about what you think.
Okay. I hear that. Jonathan, you happy where you're born, or would you want to be born in another era?
Nah, I think I'm cool with the 2000s, early 2000s.
Why
I think
is
if I had to, maybe the 90s, but I'm just looking at the clothes like they used to wear.
that?
But if you were born in the 90s, you weren't wearing the cool clothes. You were wearing rubbish clothes.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Are
like
you?
dressed so poorly.
That was
Baggy
really
shorts.
offended.
Baggy
No, that is
shorts.
not that bad, man.
Dressing up like Spice Girls, like,
Oh yeah, no, I lied. Yeah, it's
you
awful.
know what I mean? Like gel shoes, like gel heels and stuff. Like it wasn't a good look for like a 10-year-old.
That's a weird-
But that's the thing with the 80s and the 90s. Nobody was really judged on how they would look.
No,
Like,
but the
what
20,
clothes are really judged.
But the swag wasn't it.
the noughties were worse. Look at Soldier Boy and that back in the day, oversized, not even oversized.
That's Soldier Boy. That's Soldier
No,
Boy.
it wasn't just Soldier Boy.
No, that was everyone for sure. And like also the flared denim jeans. Like I know they're back in fashion now, but before
They
you'd have
they
like all
shouldn't
the
be.
embellishment.
No, they were mad. They were
I would have
mad.
been
They still are.
The 90s fashion was quite good.
You know what's worse than the flare jeans, Emma?
Yeah.
The flare 3/4 length jeans.
Oh,
Yeah.
the pedal pushers.
The 3-4.
no.
Like,
No, and they wear them with some dunks, or I don't know what they're called, with a tee that goes all the way down to their knees. Nah, man, that's the worst ever for clothes. I can't lie to you. That's another. You know what? Yeah, like next week, that's the topic, fam. Whatever has the worst fashion sense. I'm gonna put up examples. There were some trash examples. What about you, Destiny?
So I don't like Gen Z anyway, but
You don't
I
like,
wouldn't wanna
you
be-
like me, Gen Z?
Absolutely not.
say that.
But but I wouldn't want to be born in any other era because the further back you go,
Yeah, it's not nice for us.
it's still kind of bad, just in different ways.
Yeah,
So
it's not pleasant for certain.
Nah.
Yeah.
it's not
It's not pleasant for women. It's not pleasant for black people, fam.
skin tone.
The further back you go, it gets worse and worse. How about you, Emma? You happy being a Gen Z, a millennial? Sorry, or
What I like about being millennial is that we lived through some kind of fun changes in time, like, you know, the internet and social media. Like we've seen it from start to where it is now. And I feel
Yeah.
like we're still young enough to understand Gen Z. Like we still get it. We're not like too old to get it, but also I don't know, we've seen things, you know.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
lived
yeah.
through things too.
I've seen
Um,
a couple of
like,
stuff.
yeah, I like that. Yeah, I reckon I'd probably stick with the 90s.
Stick with being a millennial, yeah. Loose.
Yeah.
I think if I had to, it'd be the 90s, just because of like the music and the streetwear.
90s, because of the music I get, the streetwear. Are you sure?
Yes.
It was nice, man. I like the
What was the streetwear? I'm bugged. Maybe I'm just bugging.
I'm looking it up right now.
Same here, bro. I'm like, what
Yeah,
is
because
this?
like I remember, no, because like I remember, I don't know if it was like 2000 yeah, or early like late 90s, but like NBA players, what they used to wear to games.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
that drip was the yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
90s
can't
drip
really-
was nice, but some of it was a bit mad.
Yeah, but even
That's
now,
quite nice.
even now, people want to dress like the 90s.
Yeah,
Everything is
now,
90s style right now. Like
Yeah.
everything is 90s and naughty style right now. Like the jeans,
Vintage everything now.
jackets, even this jumper is kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is more 80s, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like this is kind of 90s, like Fresh
yeah.
Prince.
All the oversized stuff, that's all like 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
Even the bandana on Destiny's head, fam. That's 90s, man.
that's me. Calm down.
90s influence. What do you say?
That's me. Calm down.
Do you remember?
That's 90s.
You ripped that off the 90s, Han.
Do you remember the plasters on the face?
But that was just a
Oh, yeah.
that was one that was Nelly.
That was
That was
Nelly.
a Nelly thing. That was
I
Nelly
said it
thing.
was like,
Say that again.
no, man.
That was a Nelly thing. I don't know why he did that, fam. If I ever see him,
No one does.
I don't think has he ever given like an interview? And people therefore asked him why he put wear the plaster though. They must have.
Yeah.
Why did you like? Who wakes up and chooses?
I know
a
Dwayne
plastic on
Wade
their
did it
face?
in a few games. He put it under his eye as well. Basketball.
It's a weird one.
Mm.
It's a weird one. But okay, I think that ends it for today. It's been a very interesting one. Definitely next week we're gonna compare the different eras in their fashion. That's gonna be a funny one. That's gonna be an interesting one. And if you had to pick one era, which one would you pick? And I can't lie, 90s is not included. 90s, no.
We're excluding
It's too
90s.
easy, man. It's excluded,
Yeah.
man. 90s is excluded. We're going further back. We're going to boomers. The boomers era. But,
1600s,
You
bro.
have to give us
Oh my
the years,
goodness.
'cause
what do you say, Steph?
you're gonna have to give us the years of the boomers. I don't know the years.
Oh, well, don't worry. You gonna see. You're gonna see next week. You're gonna see next week. But cool. I'll close it. That ends it for today, guys. Thank you guys for joining. It's been awesome speaking to you. And yeah, man. For those that are watching, put in the comments. Are you Gen Z, millennials? What year were you born in? And whatever has the best music. And yeah, join us again next week. Hope to see you then.